do it with joy, because that's where the stuff of Revelation is. Cats. Cats and I have a troubled relationship. If I'm around cats too long, my eyes will swell and close, and then tomorrow I can see again. Other than that, there's a whole personality thing, which don't have to get into. So, I found somebody that gives me joy. I trained and taught and ran a dojo for many years. So, I was lucky enough to be in Dallas, where the headmaster of the system was. I trained with him, and this was like 5 days a week, and then everybody got together on the weekends, and it was very serious, old school martial arts. But because it's old school, it's what you call an oral tradition. They don't write anything down. And you're like, did you just make that up? And yeah, a lot of times you did. But that's kind of the nature of the thing, is it springs from within. You don't know where it came from, but it's there. The more you practice, the smoother you are, the easier it flows. Right? So, living that, let me go back, 30 years ago. So, post-college. I was still about this tall. But it was a rather bohemian kind of lifestyle. Because you want to train, right? You want to learn from other people. And in particular, when you get to a certain level, they stop teaching you stuff. What they do is they give you the environment that you can then learn. So what you do is you steal technique from the people who know it very well. That's basically what the first 2-3 years of learning was for. So you can learn how to watch. Aha! I saw that. I saw his heel was a little bit off the ground and he pivoted. Like, oh wow, world of difference. You got to do something 10,000 times before you begin to get a little bit of mastery, right? So, luckily, I'm with the headmaster of the system. And, I make it up, run through the ranks, blah, blah, blah. And so that means I get to get beat on because I'm a demonstrator. And it was great. It was very, very serious. People could get hurt. Oh, it was so much fun. I loved it. They would have, law enforcement. So you would have police, you would have county sheriffs, you would have the federals come in, and we would do pretty much the same thing every time. And my specialty was handcuffing, where they would try to cuff me, and then I would turn around and cuff them. It was fun. I loved it. Oh, yeah. And then we do other things where, like, you'd have the Dallas Cowboys come in. And I don't know if you've ever been hit by a linebacker from Dallas Cowboys. Yes. And you see Randy White, boom, and his wrist buckles a little bit, and you just can't get the power to you. Oh, yes. Love it. Joy. But with that serious focus and being old school traditional martial art, there was also this focus on Zen. It was on not so much the technique, because anybody can pretty much do that. There's schools out there, we derisively call them gladiator academies. And all they're about is just smack, choke, win, right? That is not what you needed to do to be a professional soldier. And that's what these old school martial arts were. And they're all oral tradition. So, you get to learn that stuff the hard way. And you internalize it. And at some point you start wondering, well, can I do the job? Right? Sure, I tangle with big guys, I tangle with small guys, I tangle with skinny guys. Doesn't matter. But if I'm in a grocery store somewhere and there's a robbery, would I be able to do what I've been training years to do? Right? You have a little bit of self-doubt in there because it's not the same. The reality is not the same as training, no matter how much they try to make it like that. So, here's the thing. We go on these trips. Couch surfing, right? Because we're broke, and we're young. And so everybody we know is broke and young. And so I'm going to one of these trips to North Carolina, which I believe is a 14-hour drive. It was all kind of a blur, you know. And we stop off in Memphis because one of the people in the car knew somebody there, and we hadn't seen them forever. Like, okay, so everybody's out of the car, and they go up, and it's how do I put this? No, it's not a well-kept house. Lots of bushes, weeds, chain link fence around the front. So they open the gate, go through it, run up to the door. I'm kind of following. I open the gate, close the gate, and I'm kind of walking up the little concrete path. And they're coming out, they're going, yay, hey, where have you so long? And everybody's hugging. Some dogs come out. They're kind of big dogs. But everybody's fine, everybody's happy. But I'm standing in the back a little ways, and it turns out there's this cat walking by, and those dogs see that cat, and they're coming. And the cat notices those dogs, but it can't get away because there's just nowhere to go. So it's right here, I'm right here, dogs are coming, cat climbs in like a tree. Now these dogs, kind of big, and they're up, and they're like, hey cat, come down here. Cat's trying to get away, can't get away. So I take the cat and I hold it up away from the dogs, because these dogs, these Tennessee hellhounds, are up to here. Because again, not the tallest person. So I got the cat up here. The cat's scared to death. It's scratching the living phooey out of my fly. And the dogs are trying to climb me like a tree again. So they're kind of scratching me up because they want to get the cat. And I have this weird moment where I'm separate from it, and I'm watching the dogs. I'm watching the cat. I'm looking at the dogs. I'm looking at the cat. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm the human here. I guess I gotta do something. So I take this cat, walk over to the chain link fence. I go, whoop. And the cat's like, what? So I go, whoop, a little hard. Cat lets go. It's on the sidewalk. It's gone. And as I'm sitting there, and the dogs are beside me going, did you see that cat? They're not mad at me, right? So, in that moment, I gotta be thankful for the cat, because I no longer needed to take that particular job interview at the Cookie Mart to see if I could take somebody. I just didn't feel the need, because I knew my training was there, and I was just watch it happen, and I would do whatever I needed to do. So thank you, Mr. Cat. Thank you for the time.